What would you say is your approach to leadership and how that informs how you operate on a day-to-day basis with your coaches and your players?
Well, I think I think leadership. Obviously, everybody has a plan, but I think your style and approach is something you got to really pay attention to. And I think like a lot of things in life, consistency and efficiency is very, very important. We all talk about, the depth is in the details of what you do, and I think, everybody wants discipline in organization in their life, and I know especially professional athletes. So I think just being very consistent with our efficiency and approach, of regulation, discipline, training, and with that, I think it comes from it starts at the top, and I think our staffs have done a great job, and the players have connected with it, because at the end of the day, the players, trust me, they want to be pushed. They want to have the things that are going to help them improve and pull together and connect as a team. And as long as their approach is consistent, and these guys are, very well educated. You look at what today's football player, the experience they have in high school, let alone college today. I mean, you're getting a different type of athlete that as far as what they're exposed to than you did 20 years ago. So I think it's real important to be in tune with all those things.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because literally Micah Parsons was in high school 3 years ago. That's insane when you think about it. And this guy is a rookie and a leader on the team.
Yeah, I mean, Micah's, you look at, what he brings to the table. Obviously, his talent definitely just, jumps out at you immediately. And we knew that when we had the opportunity to draft him. But yeah, it's really cool to see his personality grow. He has some excellent veteran, leadership and examples around him, and I think that's important, because you want everybody to be able to be themselves within your structure and culture, and he obviously fits in great that way, and is just having an incredible rookie season.
Mike McCarthy, your head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, joining us right here on Shan and RJ. Coach, as we move toward this week and the preparation for the Arizona Cardinals, what update can you provide on Tyron Smith and how he's continued to look in practice, and what his availability could look like for Sunday?
I like the way Tyron's practiced the last 2 days. He looks good. So, if everything stays on schedule, I see him ready to go Sunday.
Can you talk about how dangerous the Arizona Cardinals team is? They've got some injury situations, got some protocol issues, but this was the team that was 9-2 last month.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you're talking about an excellent football team. Just high on productivity. I mean, it's all the way through now. This is probably as big, or maybe the strongest challenge we've had to date this year, if you look at the team, the way they're laid out, offense, defense, and special teams. So, all three phases, this will be a juggernaut of a game. You got a Pro Bowl electric quarterback in Kyler Murray. I mean, he's can make plays from any part of the field, in the pocket, out of the pocket, up tempo. So this is a game we're excited about. Obviously, it's a game of high importance for both teams. So we're having a good week of prep, and I know our guys will be ready to go Sunday afternoon.
One of the things, Mike, that made this team successful on Sunday night was the up tempo and the pace that you all play with against a team in Washington, and were able to score often in that football game. How do you balance your play style relative to the input of your players and how they want to play week in and week out, especially based off that success that you guys had against Washington on Sunday night?
I just think it's very important when you go through your game plan process, just to stay in tune with the vital signs of every football game. Every football game has its own ebb and flow to it. I mean, you anticipate which way it may or may not go, but your ability to adjust, in game is really of the most importance there. So, when you want to maybe do more of it than not, each week based on matchups and different things, personnel groups, all that. So it's really part of the game plan process. But it is a weapon. I just think, like anything, when you have 11 guys that can play a little quicker in the pre-snap, think a little quicker in the pre-snap, or ready to play a little faster than the other guy, it's definitely an advantage. So it's just being coordinated to play up tempo, whether it's in all the personnel groups or just some of the personnel groups. It's really all part of the game plan. So, and I thought the guys did a really nice job of it last week.
Sometimes game plan is like playing poker. I mean, you guys are trying to figure out things on the other team, and they're trying to figure out what you might do. Not to show your hand or give your game plan away, but last year you guys used the spy on Jalen Hurts, the CJ package. And I was wondering if you could or if you would, not that you're going to show your hand, is Kyler Murray the type of quarterback that you would use a spy on, say a Micah Parsons or somebody?
Well, I think if you just if you look at the past games he's competed in, there's some form of that principle in the defensive calls. I mean, it's definitely, you have to be aware of his ability to. I mean, he's so quick. He's so quick, and he's not only does he have the physical skills, but he's a very creative player. That's what I appreciate about his game, because his ability to extend plays and you can't forget the part about the guy can make any throw too. I mean he can really spin it. So and it comes out. He's got a quick release, and he's got all those other things. You're into it. So I mean, as far as your rush lane discipline and how you go after him in the passing game, it's definitely it's probably one of our top 1 or 2 targets this week.
Because when it was saying with the quarterbacks and going into your quarterback specifically, what was the most important aspect about Dak Prescott's success on Sunday night that you want to see him continue to show going forward throughout the rest of the regular season and into the playoffs?
Just taking care of the football. I think Dak is running the offense at a very, very, very high level. I think our numbers speak for themselves. I mean, it's amazing how sometimes things go. People want to talk about the 1 or 2 games where the numbers weren't quite what they should be. But as far as distributing of the ball, getting managing the run game, particularly versus people are throwing a lot of things at us. They're really junking up the defensive looks in first and second down more than I can recall in my years in the league. So he's managing the diversity of our game plan, not just in the passing game, but very much so in the run game. So I mean, you're talking about the quarterback that's leading the number 1 offense in the National Football League, and it seems like all we talk about is a couple games where the numbers weren't quite right. So the point I'm making is I feel Dak has played at a very high level in managing and running the offense effectively in the way it needs to be ran. The only thing we need to just really focus on is our giveaways as an offense are higher than we'd like. So it's just you're always focused on that, but that's just the one thing we just got to continue to do. But I like everything else that we're doing.
Hey, Coach, speaking of liking what you're doing, you guys have been very proactive with the protocols. I mean, every team has had some outbreaks here and there. You even had it yourself. Have you thought about last year? I noticed last year a lot of the players were staying at the Omni. They just camped out at the Omni. Have you thought about putting some of the guys in the hotel going into the playoffs?
Great question. I mean, it's available, and I think our guys have really, particularly the last 4 or 5 weeks, it's, that we call it family and friends testing opportunities. So, our guys are, making sure that their home spaces, their home environments are as safe as possible. So I can promise you these guys are doing everything they can. They've been, the communication of everything that we're doing is probably of high importance. The Omni is definitely available. I mean, it's always been available to them. So, we've had some guys use it here periodically. I think anytime anybody feels a little stressed where they maybe have some family over the holidays at the house, I know personally I did that also. So that it's definitely available, and our guys are doing a good job of it here, and we're fortunate to have this great facility here too. So we've been doing the social distancing, and so we're definitely doing everything we can. And but just look at the numbers, nationally. I mean, we're under a huge challenge right now with the COVID.